Remember playing with the G.I. Joe Combat Jeep 7000? Today we're going to take a close look at this collectible Jeep. Stay tuned.
Making videos just for you.
Welcome back to another episode of RB's Toy Box. Today we're taking a look at the G.I. Joe official combat set, the Jeep, the 7000 series, or however you want to look at it, but it is pretty cool, as you can see. Here it is. So with this unit, we're going to look at a couple of things today. Just kind of showcase the fact that I have one finally. And then see if you have one of these as part of your collection, because there are a few elements of this Jeep that are missing and seem to be missing with a lot of others. And I'm kind of curious out there in cyber world if you know of any resources, because I want you to share your resources in the comments below, because we're also going to be sharing today a valuable resource that I found to help fix this. Okay, now here's the thing. You guys know from watching the videos that it's my belief that finishing something out and making it literally like it was on Christmas morning is a big passion of mine, even if it isn't canon. Okay, in other words, it didn't have to source it to come directly from Hasbro or G.I. Joe, whatever. If it works, then get it. All right, whether it's a sticker set, whether that's 3D printed pieces, or whatever completes your whatever, right? Whether it's G.I. Joe, which, let's face it, there's stuff like this in the tanks, and they're hard to get a hold of. Even the Remco tank that I have, and I have a video on my YouTube channel about that Remco tank, that, you can't get the missiles, you can't get the shells, you can't get the stickers, obviously. Remco out of business. So you've got to utilize the talents of some of the people that are out there to be able to put together something, again, like you had on Christmas morning. So with that, let me just show you here. I'm going to step off camera for a second and show you when I got this set. The steering wheel, which looks great by the way, but the steering column was broken. Where this clamps inside of here, and if you have one of these, you know what I'm talking about, where that holds right on the bottom of the dash right there, broken. So you obviously can't go back to Hasbro and get one, but there are some vendors on eBay, and I'm going to share the link in the description below for the vendor that I was able to get this from. And here in the next few minutes of the video, I'm going to basically be installing this with the new set that it came, and I'm going to give you a close-up of the actual piece that I bought, because if it was 3D printed, and I don't know if it was or not, but man, did they do a great job. I mean, it literally looks like it came bought from the store that way. So I want to show that to you, because I suspect that you guys are probably dealing with the same thing that I am with broken parts on these. Now this particular unit came in, it did have some it was really dirty, sitting in a basement somewhere. Inside of the engine compartment, I'm going to do some vanity shots on this as well, but this particular unit, as you saw, maybe if you looked at the box here, it says it has special realistic G.I. Joe engine sounds. Now that comes from two D batteries that fit down inside of here, and then a little motor that fits down in the engine compartment as well, just a little electric motor. And then the gear shift lever right here, moving back and forth, is what actually makes the motor go and gives it the little buzzing sound of an engine. That is missing. Now this is where I need your help. If you know where to source one of these things, let me know in the comments down below, because I can't find one yet. I've looked on Mercari, I've looked on eBay, I have looked all over the place to try to find a new motor. And I mean, looking down inside there, I mean, it's a perfect compartment. And I might eventually make something that works like it, but I would really like to put the motor back in there, or at least one that somebody's reconstructed with, you know, 3D printing or something like that, but to be able to put something down in there that's, you know, functional with a switch and everything. The other thing that this has, that I think all of them have, is it goes back to a trailer that has a spotlight. What this one has right here. Uses a little light bulb in there. I am going to be upgrading the light bulb. Don't hate me, but we're going to be upgrading that incandescent bulb to LED. I'll have a separate video on that. And then cleaning up these contacts, that's pretty easy. This is just a pretty frail cord, so I'm going to be also showing you how to update that in videos coming soon. But overall, I mean, the condition of the unit was pretty good. Like I said, really dirty, had to be cleaned up. Including this guy right here. Look at this. If you ever wanted something to shoot your brother with when you were a kid, this was it. Now, full disclosure, I didn't have one of these when I was a kid. I know, the audience goes, oh. Because this was one of the Grail G.I. Joe things, kind of like, you know, the aircraft carrier and the F-14 Tomcat and some of the big dollar items that was not on Arby's Toy Box's shopping list when he was a kid. Now, I did acquire, when I was growing up, I had the little tank, which I have repurposed and is in my collection. I also had the Apache helicopter, which I have my eyes on. I'm looking for a new inbox if I can find one at an affordable price. I know I'm never going to find one that's affordable, but you never know. I am keeping my eyes open for it. And I also had the little motorcycle with the little 50 caliber, you know, machine gun off the side. And then I also had, like, it's kind of like a Jeep, but more of an off-road vehicle that had the, you know, the gun up on the back of it like this. That's all the G.I. Joe that I had. I had to go back through pictures to actually know that, because some of you know that I don't have a lot of memories of my childhood. So I rely on pictures, and I rely on your collection. Say, what does that mean? Well, I go through Facebook, social media, Instagram like crazy. I'm looking at your collection. I want to see what you've collected, because you might have something that I had as a kid that when I see it, I remember it. And I have several items in my collection that I have purposed because I realized I had them when I was a kid, and I was able to go back through and ask my parents, hey, did I have this? And show it to them. Yeah, I remember getting that for you. But because I lost my memory, and I've been able to rebuild a lot of it through memories that you have shared through your social media, through YouTube, and I really, really appreciate that. It's been a big blessing for Arby's Toy Box, and that's one of the reasons why I like to share my collection as well, because when I started collecting to get back my childhood memories, I went a little crazy with it. I'm just going to admit it. But this was one of the things that I didn't get when I was a kid that I always thought was really, really cool and like to have one day. And then it just literally dropped in my lap. So I couldn't resist the trade to get a hold of this. And I did trade to get it. I had to give up something very, very precious to get it, but it was worth it. So this has a turret, and again, the vanity shots are going to show it from the top. This particular unit came with some extra pieces. Now, when you get this in the box, it does not come with these little pieces here, okay? It does not come with those. It does not come with the map or the map container. Matter of fact, it didn't come with any of the little extra accessories that you would think that it would when you look at everybody else's collection. It did come with the core Jeep. It did come with the big gun. It did come with the light, but everything else it did not come with. It did come, of course, with the trailer. Now, this one has been repaired, if you will. Someone, you know, put a little bracket here at the bottom and here on the back of it. So that was kind of cool that they were able to do that. Again, is it Canon? No. Is it functional? Yes. Put that over there and we'll grab it here in a minute. But this mounts either in here with the tripod or it mounts in the Jeep. And then it has two little connectors here that plug into the back. This one also came with a bunch of extra shells that look like this right here. And there are some folks on eBay that are 3D printing these, at least for that. There are, because this one didn't use stickers, but it's painted on, I have seen different versions of this Jeep out there. As a matter of fact, there is a version of the 7000 that does not have the motor sounds. So that was something that I thought was quite interesting, that, you know, in some ways the big selling point for this was the fact that it had the sound. This one also came with the American flag that sticks over here on the side. That was in a really preserved environment as well. But this basically sits on top of here, and then you can lean it back a little bit and put that up if you want to. And then this is spring loaded to where you can slide it back, hook it, and, you know, shoot the missiles and, you know, hit your brother and, and have some fun with that. So now I want to switch over real quick and show you a couple of other things. Again, there's going to be close-up shots throughout the video, but this is the piece that I want to show you. This is the steering wheel console and the steering wheel. Let me walk over here real quick and show you. So this is the piece here that hooks into the bottom of the dash, and this right here and this piece where these two come together is where it breaks. And I've seen a lot of them broken. And if you look closely at this, like I said, if this was 3D printed, they did a marvelous job. The steering wheel as well. The only difference between this steering wheel and the one that comes with it is the little opening here at the top. You can see that if I put the reflection of the light on it, versus the factory one. Where did I put the factory one? Ah, it's over here. Let me grab that real quick. You like my new little desk here? I'm going to try to put some more stuff out here to make it easy for you to see. But if you look here, the only real difference between the two is this one has like a cap on top of it that's built in, and this one does not. But the shaft is the same, so you could, if you squeeze it really tight, you could put the, you know, the original on there, or this one just slides right on just like that. So either way you can use this. And then of course it just hooks on the bottom, and that's what we're going to do today. Is I have not yet put this in, and I really want to. Now if you go put the factory one back on, you're going to have to trim the top of this just a little bitty bit, not very much though. But we're going to slide this one in. I'm going to use actually the one that came with it, not the factory one right now. And then this just hooks underneath here. And you push in from the bottom. And voila, it's done. So now you got your little steering wheel here. And you can put your G.I. Joe in there and go out in the woods and do G.I. Joeing stuff. But that's it. So not a lot in this particular video, but I hope you enjoyed maybe its brevity. But this is a really nice unit. As you can see in the vanity shots as we go through this, there's a lot to this. I mean, it's one of those pieces that you can put in your collection, and you know, because it's, you know, well into the 2.5 foot, almost 3 foot long by the time you put the trailer and everything on it and the spotlight, it's an impressive showcase piece. I mean, it's, you know, it's every bit of big. Matter of fact, let's just put this over here. I can't fit it all on my table, that's how big it is, but it's 2 foot. So this table is about 2 foot. So from wheelbase to wheelbase, you're looking at 2 feet. So this is probably 2.5 feet, something like that. I'd have to measure it out. But, you know, that sitting on your shelf gets people to go, wow, that's big, right? So showcase pieces, you know how much I like that. But this is a nice piece. If you can get a hold of one, you should try. Now, eBay. Let's talk about eBay for just a minute. There's only a couple that advertise quality box, decent shape. There are no new in boxes that I could find anywhere on the internet, period, even for $1,000. Just not currently out there. Not to say somebody doesn't want one. As a matter of fact, on the collector's call on MeTV, they actually had one that they showcased in a guy that only, collects the 12-inch G.I. Joes and accessories. That's a great episode. You should check it out on the collector's call on MeTV. But he had one of these brand new in box, never opened, never cracked, had, everything all in the cellophane and everything, right? And that's cool. And I have a couple pieces that are that way too. So, that's great. These without the motor, going for about $275 to $500, okay? And that's with all the pieces that I have. The ones that I have seen up there in the 300 range do not have any of the ammo. They don't have any of the map or the ammo boxes. They don't have the map. They have basically what you get in the box, and that's it. If you get into the $450 range, you start getting some of the stuff that people have put in there with it. Some people have some M1 Garands that they're putting in with it. Some people are putting in a character with it, doing different things to try to sell it. There are quite a few of these on eBay, but there are only a handful that are complete enough that don't have the windows missing or broken. Like mine, the motor's missing, the wiring is messed up. There's something wrong with it. So getting one that's complete, or like this one to where it's, I'm going to say 99% complete because, well, let's back it up to 90 because of the motor. But all the other pieces in one capacity or another, like rebuilding the hitch on the trailer, all of it is here and then a little bit more. This one is only missing the motor and the fact that that's a metal bracket instead of the plastic one that would normally be on the front of the trailer. Other than that, it's good to go. So I hope you enjoyed our little episode here of RB's Toy Box. I hope you come back and see me. We've got a lot of stuff to unpack here in 2026. Some new acquisitions that have come into the toy box. Big plans that I've got, obviously, as things move forward. But I got this in. I really wanted to show it to you and put this on. I've been waiting to put that on until I could do it for you here on RB's Toy Box. Make sure you like and subscribe. And down below, again, in the comments, if you've got a resource, 3D print or otherwise, that you can share with the RB's Toy Box audience, please put it down in the comments below so that other people can help build their collections. Whether it be stickers, whether it be components like this, whether it's replacement parts, whatever. Make sure you put it down there. And then make sure if you've got a collection that you want to show RB's Toy Box, and everyone who follows RB's Toy Box, put it in the comments down below. Let us enjoy your hard work like I try to do here at RB's Toy Box. Maybe you will remind somebody about something they had as a child. Maybe I can remind you of something you had as a memory and as a child is a great memory. Hey, those are the things that sometimes help us through the cloudy days, right? When we can remember playing out in the woods with our G.I. Joe toys and having a great time enjoying life without all the politics and frustration and everything else going on today. Just to enjoy something. And if you've got a collection out there, we'd like to enjoy it with you. So stay tuned to RB's Toy Box as we continue along, and hit that like and subscribe, and hey, we'll see you soon.
Step into the magic on my fun-filled stage. RB's Toy Box is great for kids of any age. From Star Trek to A-Team and retro toys too. Come join on my journey.